Most people believe distractions are a problem of environment. Noise, notifications, people, and endless information. But the real reason distraction wins is not because there is too much happening around you. It's because the brain has no filter. In this video, you're going to learn about a mental filter that decides what enters your awareness and what gets ignored. Once this filter is set correctly, distractions don't need to be fought. They simply stop registering. By the end of this video, you'll know how to activate this filter so your attention locks onto what matters and everything else fades into the background. Focus is not something you create. It's something that happens when the brain stops treating everything as important. Your mind is constantly scanning the environment, searching for signals that matter for survival, reward, or threat. When everything feels equally important, attention gets scattered. This is why modern life is exhausting. The brain is overloaded with false priorities. The filter that controls this process is called relevance tagging. Every piece of information entering your senses gets tagged as either relevant or irrelevant. The brain doesn't see objects, it sees meaning. If something is tagged as relevant, it pulls your attention automatically. If it's tagged as irrelevant, it becomes invisible, even if it's right in front of you. The problem is that most people never consciously set this filter. It gets programmed by habits, emotions, and repetition. Notifications train the brain to see every sound as important. Anxiety trains the brain to scan for threats. Curiosity without direction trains the brain to chase novelty. Over time, the mind becomes reactive instead of selective. The key to making distractions invisible is not blocking them, it's removing their relevance tag. When something loses relevance, attention no longer sticks to it. This is why you can completely ignore background noise when deeply engaged, yet get distracted by a single notification. The difference is not volume, it's meaning. To activate this filter, the brain needs a clear priority signal. Attention always flows toward what the brain believes matters most right now. If there is no dominant goal, the brain fills the gap with random stimuli. This is why vague intentions produce scattered focus. Before any focus session, the brain needs one clear target, not a list, not a general idea, one specific outcome. When the brain receives the signal, it reorganizes attention automatically. Everything unrelated gets downgraded. This is not discipline, it's neurological efficiency. Once the target is set, the next step is emotional weighting. The brain doesn't prioritize logic, it prioritizes feeling. If the task feels flat or meaningless, distractions will always win. When the task carries emotional weight, attention stabilizes. This weight doesn't come from motivation, it comes from meaning. Meaning is created by linking the task to a future benefit or a current identity. When the brain connects an action to growth, progress, or self-respect, relevance increases. Distractions lose power because they no longer compete at the same level. Another critical part of the filter is sensory narrowing. Focus naturally narrows the sensory field. When you consciously reduce visual and auditory input related to distractions, the brain follows. This doesn't mean total isolation, it means reducing unnecessary variation. The brain thrives on consistency when concentrating. Breathing also plays a role. Shallow, fast breathing keeps the brain in scanning mode. Slow, controlled breathing signals safety. When the brain feels safe, it stops searching for new stimuli. Attention turns inward and stabilizes. Over time, this filter becomes automatic. The brain learns what to ignore. Distractions don't feel tempting because they never reach conscious awareness. This is how high performers work in chaotic environments. They're not resisting distraction, they are immune to it. What most people call willpower is actually a poorly configured attention filter. When the filter is set correctly, effort disappears. Focus feels calm, not forced. The real power of this method is that it trains the brain to choose depth over novelty. Modern distractions survive on constant switching. Depth breaks that loop. Once the brain experiences sustained focus, it prefers it. Eventually, you stop feeling surrounded by distractions. The world doesn't change, your perception does. And when perception changes, control follows naturally. This is how a simple mental filter can make distractions invisible, not by fighting the world, but by teaching your brain what truly matters.